Yo, what's up, guys? How's it going? Yeah, perfect timing.
Oh, there he is. Perfect
There he is.
Yeah,
Hey,
just,
what's going on, Internet? How are you guys all doing today? My name is Bam, and welcome to the Larry Show. How are you doing today, Larry?
The Larry
Is this
Show.
your show, Bam? Or is
I
this
came to steal the show.
Yeah. Yo, where's the webcam?
I'm bringing on the webcam. I'm coming.
All right, there it is. There it is.
I had to pull out the old one.
I hope you have like a shitty webcam like I do.
It's just
You're gonna feel
orange. All it is orange.
Why is it orange?
I don't know, dude. Well, while Bab's doing that, I'll just say what's up, guys. So it's my podcast, the Lurr Lounge. We have not done this in a minute. We also have not done this with all of us. Oh, there it is.
No, I don't think they have.
Yeah.
That's true. We've never been like
Let's
the
go.
four of us have never been together. Wait, so have you decided on Lurr Lounge being the official name?
I don't want to call it Larry
That's right.
Listens. I don't want to call it Larry Listens. Dude.
Really? I like Larry Listens.
You know why I don't want to call it Larry Listens.
I know, but like, who cares?
I care. I care.
I do my
I mean,
own.
true.
Like quite a few topics to talk about. What should we talk about first? What tickles your guys' fancies?
Damn, don't ever say that to me again.
I'll say it all.
First off,
Whoa.
there's a lot, man. I mean, for me personally, I have been waist deep into Multiversus a ton, so I'm definitely down to discuss that. On the Smash side, Ikola obviously jamming it like crazy. I mean, seeing that tech, the new tech was, I know Steve's always come out with tech all the time, but seeing that one where it's a footstool nail that disappears the block is actually one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen.
Wait, what?
Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm
Dude.
like, what is this?
Yeah,
Never
wait,
heard of it.
yes.
I haven't seen that.
Like, so he's playing against a Sheik, right? There's a footstool on the Sheik hitting his shield, and what they do nil, but what happens is, what I'm assuming is happening is because the character model is already there at the time to do the footstool.
Mhm.
When you pull out the block automatically dissipates. So then they'll just land right next to the person while they're still in their footstool lag. So they literally do like the footstool nil, fast fall down into like a nair or like
anything.
a fair, and you literally can do anything. Like anything. They footstool them at 60, and they get them with like a nair, I think a nair, fair, fast fall, up air, up smash, and they die.
Dude, that's messed up.
Everyone see it? We're good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you play it
Yeah,
one more
we're
time?
good.
Yeah, play it.
Okay, yeah, I'll play it.
What?
Oh
Wild.
my god.
What?
You can get the craziest punishes.
That's
Yeah, so let's literally run this back again. At death at 46.
And that's hard to smash the in. I saw that Dion at 4 there
Mm-hmm.
and still died from that.
that's,
Oh my.
That's wild.
That's nuts.
A lot of characters have footstool combos and punishes, but like not like those kind of punishes.
No.
usually.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
darkness. It's not okay.
Someone posted this. This is a wild trick. There's a Twitter. It's just a tweet I saw just while glancing off when I was turning my brain off on Twitter. There's like someone made this comparison, and I'm like, all right, low key. They compared Brawl Meta Knight to Steve and Ice Climb Mr. Kazuya, and it was hilarious. And I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna put them anywhere near that level because they obviously aren't at the point where there are literal rules being made to prevent that character from abusing game mechanics. But like, low key, that character, that's
might
scary
get
as
there.
hell.
I mean,
That is scary as hell. Dying from a
could be there.
footstool.
It
Yeah.
could be there.
Dying from.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
just
nuts.
I just made a comparison to Smash 4 Bayo.
Oh, that was
with
you?
Steve today. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, that was me. You might be talking about my tweet.
It could be. I don't know.
Dude,
I don't think like he's there yet, but
yeah.
you know.
I don't know. I feel like comparing them to those two characters are like it's drastic.
Right, it's very, very dry.
But what
It
I will
definitely
say,
is, yeah.
he
Yeah,
has
yeah,
like
yeah.
the tech and stuff, and like his meta is evolving at a rate that I could definitely see people making those comparisons. But I myself wouldn't do that yet. Speaking of Steve Okola, he won a Kagaribi. That was nuts because Grand Finals was versus Ryu. I don't know if you guys know this,
Yes,
but
Ashimo.
he's been going to offline tournaments since February. I think he's gone to 5 offline events.
He plays top 2 at everything, right?
No, the
I
first
think he's
tournament.
lost.
Oh, he didn't?
No, the first tournament he went to, he got second, and then ever since then he won. He's won every other offline event he's gone to.
Damn. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I
no
knew about
words.
that.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts, especially considering how stacked of a region Japan is. Like, to just win everything there. I mean, obviously it's still like a small sample size because it's only 5 events, but that's still nuts, especially winning Kagaribi.
Right, that's considered a major or national, right?
Yeah.
That is absolutely insane. Like, I props to him. I'm stunned that he's able to do that, because I think about Japan and all those matchups that they have over there are kind of wacky, and even some of the ones that would traditionally be seen as harder for Steve. So Kome is one that comes to mind with Shulk, for example, right?
Yeah.
You think you'd have Shield Art, you think you have all the range in the world to combat Steve, and still he finds a way to take home first place. That's just insane to me.
I'm wondering also, because I don't think Steve or Japan has any other top level Steves that are even close to him. The lack of matchup knowledge could be coming into play. So maybe it'll just take a moment to see, or for them to adjust to him.
That's true. The counter argument against that is like, I mean, it is a fair argument. I do think a lot of people don't know the matchup, but it's similar to like Snake, like a year ago, 2 years ago, where everybody didn't know the Snake matchup, and then the question was always like, is Snake's metagame gonna evolve faster and people are gonna learn the matchup, or are people gonna learn the matchup and Snake's metagame is gonna like slow down? And I'm on that same boat right now with Steve. I feel like Steve's meta has so much room for improvement that even when people are more familiar with the matchup, it's still gonna like not matter as much because he's already a better character by then.
I agree with
So
that.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
It's true that a lot of people don't know the matchup though. That's very true.
The thing for me,
it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. The thing for me is when I watch Akala and I watch the other, top C's from the US, Jake, Didi, for example, I still see new setups for each and every single one of them. Like, their play styles, in my mind, are not the same at all. There just seems to be so much potential in what you can do in any individual matchup with Steve that I put it this way, I have a hard time just asking myself, all right, I'm fighting a Steve player, any Steve player. What one or two good counter strategies can I apply here to beat everything or to account for almost everything that Steve does? And I just can't come up with a solid answer that's simple enough to just be like, hey, you beat this one strategy with Steve, he doesn't have counterplay with it. There's so much to it. One example I'm thinking of immediately that I was just like, wow, this is broken. I don't know what you do against this other than just not go to the ledge. I think Aquila did it where you put TNT kind of almost at roll distance, and then he put the switch next to the ledge, and then he just trumps, and then he gets get up attack, and I'm like, what do you do here? What's the answer?
Then he two-framed, I don't even think he two-framed the Ryu player.
Ryu up B?
Yeah, I think he hit him before he grabbed the ledge, if I remember
He did,
right.
yeah. It was in the two-frame.
Yeah, I remember seeing it in a match against him. I think it was the Falcon's name was Jokibu, if I remember correctly.
The Falcon
he did
player,
the exact same setup. Yeah, and I was just like, I don't know what answers you have to have your any kind of typical character that has to go for the ledge. Like, what's the counterplay there? Genuinely.
That's the scary thing about Steve, right? Like you already said before, but like the character, every single time you see some of these top caliber Steves, like that there is a whole extra layer that's like lurking behind it, right? And it's just going to continue to be so. Like every single time there's new tech happening. Like this character has literally I remember people talking about how Ultimate in general doesn't have that much tech. This character literally like is hard carrying the tech for Ultimate. Like the amount of things that this character has, the techniques they can do, the strategies they have, the traps, like the literal ledge traps they have, it's like absolutely insane. It's just going to continue to move forward. You're seeing Steves as they learn like on the top level to add a little bit of that tech, how dangerous it's becoming, right? Jake's learning to do basic footstool dare, right? And it's getting people to second guess when they tap on Steve's shield, trying to pressure this character that they feel forced to because this character is mining and trying to get Diamond in the first place, right? We just looked right now where it's like the next level is footstool nil. That literally is like, oh, I just get a free opening and I can essentially 0 to death you from a footstool, right? Like out the gate. Yeah, this character is extremely insane. And it always seems just like a matter of time, like definitely a like kind of end game character.
I think the crazy thing is too, all the Steve players, they all have like a pretty unique play style. It just feels like the creativity with that character is like significantly higher than other characters in Ultimate.
It's a big determining factor of how good a character is when at this time period in a game when you still have really like vastly different play styles, right? Because that just shows that there's a multitude of strategies that are successful for that character. And that in itself is really, really powerful.
Sorry, I was gonna say that's also why it's hard to learn the matchup, right? Because he has such a wide array of like tricks, tech, setups, stuff like that. That like you might play against a certain Steve player that doesn't use like half of those tricks or half those setups, and then you play against somebody else that does. Purely because he's such a good character that the matchup is hard to learn because he has so many different options you need to learn. So it's really interesting to see how his meta is going to develop over the next few years. Because, like Bam said, this game has like almost no character-specific tech, at least compared to like Brawl, right? In Brawl, every character had some crazy tech they could do. In this game, not so much. So even though I don't really like Steve that much, I do like the fact that there's a character that has like character-specific tech, because that's like kind of rare for Ultimate.
Yeah, no, I agree. You know, with all the differing playstyles, it makes me wonder what's gonna happen once someone combines like you know, they take a piece from it from all of them, and then like, how is that Steve gonna look? You know,
The gauntlet, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That must be a
all the
right now.
stones.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. I think it's funny too because in like one of the last times we talked, we actually mentioned how like much potential Steve has. And
We did, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, you know, he might be broken.
Coming to fruition.
Yeah.
He might be. He might actually be. After seeing the footstool stuff, like this isn't even something I was thinking about. And I was just like, wow. We were thinking that back then.
Yeah.
And now he has this pretty much not zero to death, but almost KO at 60% from just getting footstool. And I'm like, how much further can this character go?
Right.
Well, us is there to see.
It's crazy though. Like I don't see tier lists. I don't see enough tier lists where they put Steve in like the upper like part of the tier list, which is weird to me because like for the longest time the community has been very like result based for like tier list placements. But there's some characters that have like really good results.
Now.
Yeah, exactly. Like Steve has really good results, but people still don't put him. Like most people would still put Pyra/Mythra above Steve. In fact, I would argue that putting Steve above Pyra/Mythra would be considered a hot take, even though like the only Pyra/Mythras that have been doing good have been like. They've been way less, significantly less than the amount of Steve players. The ones that did good were like already good players, like established players.
Yeah, I just feel like with tier lists in general, there's so much bias because
exactly.
It's like no one's
for sure.
Yeah, like no one's gonna go off of purely results, and then there's just always gonna be like this sense of bias, like this character sucks, so I always beat them. Like I've heard that opinion so much. It's like that doesn't mean the character's bad. Maybe you're good against them, or maybe you're just not playing the right people.
Your character is good against them.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say though, I have seen a bit more people who have specified when they do discuss Steve on their tier list, the character itself is like this end game character, like an end game top tier. I have heard more people admit to that, and they really do see that this character will end up translating to be like one of the best, if not the best in the game, as we continue to move forward with the meta. So a bit more people are starting to realize that, but I do agree. I'm like, overall, I still feel like a lot of people don't see this character as strong as anything. A lot of people are just like, people still don't know the matchup. And like, yes, overall, I think a lot of people don't know the matchup. You know, people need to get better about handling a block placement, knowing like what blocks they need to destroy, understanding that once you destroy the bottom block, you can dash right underneath. You know, you shouldn't be just, I'm going to full hop these standard blocks. Surprise, the Steve will never guess that I'm coming from full hop height. That seems the most obvious outcome. Like, stuff like that. So like when people will get better at that. But again, even with all those like strategies, right? There's just an extra layer with this character, and then the character is just so. The raw just damage output is insane, right? The raw like knockback is insane too. The characters just continue to be at the top. So I think some people are recognizing, some people are still in the dark, and people need to open their eyes so they can, at the very least right now, have some good counter strategies and start now. Because if this character just continues to slowly creep up and no one's paying attention, and all of a sudden, like Ikola, like Jake, and all these guys are doing all the tech, and like DD, like doing all that tech, and have all this great neutral and stuff too. Like, dude, people are gonna get robbed. Like,
over.
Literally robbed. Yeah. Like, they're done.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Steve has just so many things you need to like be careful of. Like his ledge trapping is very different from every other character. Like, and he has different styles of ledge trapping with his TNT. It's not just like one specific ledge trap. So you just have to know about that. If you don't know about like what to do against every style of his ledge trapping, then you might just die at 80 because of TNT or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like keeping him in disadvantages different than other characters because he has his down air.
The anvil.
The anvil.
Yep.
Which is really good in disadvantage, and then he has minecart, which is decent in disadvantage. So it's just like a lot of different things you need to approach, or a lot of things you need to approach differently against Steve. Like SDI, what moves destroy blocks in one go. There's just a huge list of things. Like you don't have, like if I fight Lucina, I don't have to like know all these things. But against Steve, it's like I have to know all these things. Plus, every other Steve player plays different, so I need to know like exactly what all of them do differently. It's just really hard. So I can't even blame people for getting upset by the character right now.
Yeah.
Oh no, not at all.
I think like regardless, if you're like serious about competing in Ultimate, you just have to learn the character, and that's like, I mean we've all experienced a character like that like in the previous Smash games, so we know. But I think this is like, if you're new to Ultimate, this is the time where you're like, oh, there is like this character where he has all this nonsense, and I have to just figure it out and learn like how to counteract it.
Learn now. Learn now.
Yeah.
Don't delay, because it will hurt you in the long run. Like when these characters pop up, learn it when they're still feeble. They still don't understand all their power, so you can actually test things and learn yourself too. Because yeah, it sucks. Like I can't imagine. I feel so bad for people like thinking about Brawl. I feel so bad for people who like weren't playing early on. And they didn't get to see the evolution of Meta Knight.
Oh yeah.
Like imagine just going into it and you don't even know what's going on, and you just get ran through. Like he's out of here, right? And it's like I just got shuttle looped and died at like 20. Like what happened to me? You know?
I feel like that just caused so many people to quit. Like
free.
They either quit or they just made Meta Knight. Straight up.
Yeah. Like, shout out to Smash University first. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Yeah, thank you for the work, Bam. I've been watching the videos low key. But one of the topics that got brought up there, I think you guys were also discussing Steve, right? And like this just kind of epitomizes to me how much you have to learn about this character before you can actually fight him. Minecart, right? Y'all mentioned Minecart alone basically being an RPS situation in and of itself. Yep. Just from Steve bearing the heights that he starts the Minecart at. So you kind of have to pick an option. If he picks rock, you have to pick paper, right? Or if he picks paper, you have to pick scissors, right? Minecart alone, just one move in neutral, if used at different heights in combination with Steve's blocks, can cause you to play an RPS situation where it's like, okay, if he's at this height, I have to roll. If he's at this height, I have to block, shield, spot dodge, or do some other option, right? And it just baffles me that this is only one move.
Yeah.
This character's entire kit. And I'm like, if that doesn't just show how much you have to know, I don't know else what would. Because I can't think of another move that has an RPS situation literally by just you jumping and using one move.
I was gonna say Smash 4 Bayo's Witch Time.
Oh,
like,
okay, yeah.
Because that was hard, because like she would land on you, and like you'd have to like respect her landing and not throw out anything. To like, and meaning she can just safely land without you juggling her, or you can attempt to juggle her and she can just Witch Time you and you die. At zero, yeah. Stupid. We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah. But yeah, like to add on to like the minecart, like not to mention that they can make it gold, and then it's like just even better. All right.
See, that's also like I just recently found out through Larry that like when he has gold, his aerials are like safer on hit, or they're faster.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're faster.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm a pro. I'm like a top player. I didn't know that. There's just so many things you need to know about the character. Yeah. Why would I know that? You know what I mean? Like I nobody told me. Like no other character has that. It's like.
It's pretty wild. Like literally, yeah. Like gold up till is like frame 4. Like and other ones are like frame 6. Like it's just crazy that like they will get that right, and it just changes so many things, right? From like 4-frame jab to a 3-frame jab, right? And it's like you literally. And the thing about it is, it's funny because I still feel like a lot of Steves don't abuse that nearly enough. But I've played a couple Steves who do, and it's just like you have to like change your whole ideology. It's like, oh wait, his moves are now just faster
and safer,
and like safer, and like I need to start thinking that, right? Just because he has gold.
Yeah.
And it's like certain setups I would use to punish, I can't even do that anymore because it's just not real. Because he has gold. Yeah, it's dumb.
Oh yeah,
it's
very
sure.
All right. I think we should move on to another topic because I feel like.
Oh yeah.
Like the video, this is gonna be like a bunch of people, like a bunch of Steve players in the comments, be like, what's with all the Steve hate or something?
No, don't get it twisted. I love watching Steve. I hate fighting Steve, but like watching a good Steve player is just entertainment, like pure entertainment. Like I don't know how to explain, but it's
pretty funny.
It's funny as watching like good Steve players. So no hate, you know, it's all love.
Yeah, I just needed to address that because like we've been talking about it for a long time.
Yeah, true. We should move on.
Yeah,
all right. We talked about Akola, so I kind of just want to transition over to like the Gimvitational because he is going to be there. It's going to be like his first tournament like in another country. His sixth tournament. His 6th tournament ever offline.
Wild.
Wow.
And he's only 15, by the way. If you didn't know.
Where have we heard this one before?
Yeah, I know, right?
How does this keep happening?
Yeah, right? Like, this kid's, he's coming out of nowhere. It's like,
yeah,
they have nothing better to do except for play Smash.
Yep. It's like Leo, Spargo, Zachary, and now him, right?
Yeah.
Young prodigies.
Young prodigies coming up, showing what's good. All right, Gimvitational wise, I will say this, on top of the talent that is going there, one thing I am super excited to see, for maybe alone on this, but hot take, Hazard's on. Thank God. I wanted to try it for so long.
Yes.
Yes,
Wait,
baby. Yes.
Join a day. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
So, Sheikville, baby, the return.
I hate Hazard.
Bring on the darkness. I need to see it.
Bring on the darkness? Did you just say that?
Yes. I did. I want to know.
Oh man, it's good to be around family, baby. It's good to be around family.
Hell yeah.
I'm the odd one out. I'm the odd one out.
It's funny because I think the majority of people would agree with you, Larry, but nah, man, not in here. Right now, it's Hazard's on, baby.
Dude, I hate Hazard's on Smashville so much. I've always hated that stage.
I love Hazard's on Smashville.
I've always hated that stage.
No.
Don't you miss popping the balloon? Dude, that was like the funnest part of playing on Smashville.
Oh, no, of course. And also killing people at 5%.
I don't care about some stupid balloon. What? Who cares about the balloon?
You don't want to pop the balloon?
No.
You want to pop the balloon? Oh my god.
I don't care about popping the balloon.
It was. You remember MK Leo versus like I don't know whoever in grand finals, and he would just like randomly pop the balloon. That shit was funny as.
Right.
Come on, man.
Oh, good.
I mean, I would just pop it with the laser, but you know, whatever.
I mean, there you go. You know, that's the snipe right there. I mean, that's cool. I miss Hazard on Smashville. The balloon and also just like grabbing people with 0 and just killing them. Like that was fun.
That shit was funny, dude. I love that. It's like you know what you did. You know you messed up.
Oh yeah.
On a more serious note, Hazard's on everything is like what I'm looking for, right? Smashville's one. We don't know the stage list yet, so I'm just gonna kind of guess. I really want to see how FOD plays into the meta, of course.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Talented City is a little bit different. Hazard's on because the platforms actively do move on that stage
right
on stage. I'm wild for this one, but I want to say it. I really want to see with Hazard's on or off, whatever. Yoshi's Island Brawl, Yoshi's Story. I'm throwing it out there. All the other meta stages, except for like Castle Siege and WarioWare, because those were a little much.
You want to see Yoshi's Island?
Yes, a little much. Yes, Yoshi's Island Brawl. I personally think that stage got banned because people didn't want to adjust the slopes. If something's inconsistent, I get that. But if it consistently works in the same way that's different from what you're used to, flat stages, I think it's worth playing around. I think it's worth testing it out. And I'm so glad that Gimmer's actually taking a chance on it and just seeing like, hey, you know what? Let's see what we can work with on some reasonable stages. Let's see if we can't shake things up a little bit. I like to see it. It's fun.
I understand it. I personally hate slants, but I can understand why people want to experiment with it. Yeah. I
get it. Yeah, slants they're kind of wonky sometimes, but if you can get a consistent interaction out of those slants, if it's not like Twilight Hazards on where it's constantly tilting and sometimes you may miss a ledge, sometimes you may not. All right, that's a little much. But anything less than that, if you can get consistency, that's where I'm just like, I want to see it. I just want to know. I just want to give it a chance.
Yeah, I'm down with that too, man. And it's like at the end of the day, I think that when it comes down to stage selection, I think it's like you said, consistency, fairness on both sides in that regard. And then are we still prioritizing the key skills that we are evaluating when it comes to competition, right? Like that's the biggest thing. I think as long as it's not some like super unique skills that you need to have, super like unique differences that you need to understand when dealing with slopes or anything like that, then I think that it's good. It's only when you go to a stage and it's like it's forcing you to like have to be really good at this one particular interaction that is not seen anywhere else, then I think there's a problem. You know, if it's fair and it's like not as overbearing there and it's not something that you have to overly prioritize over anything else that you would on any other stage, then I think you're good.
Right, so like hazards or not hazards, but like walk-offs, for example, that would be something that's a little polarizing, right?
Right, absolutely.
All right, I'm just gonna say this once. Make sure you nominate or vote for me to get into the Gimvitational.
There you go.
That's.
Look, you can say it as many times as you want. It's your stream.
No. I'm not gonna spam it. I'm not gonna spam it, dude. But Just
you better spam it, dude. Come on, I need you to market it. Yeah, I need you to market it now.
Just know I could
the stream chat.
Just know I could beat everyone there. If you guys want to see,
true.
if you guys want to see a 32-year-old man beat up a 15-year-old child in a video game.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna cut
that last part.
Yeah. That's being cut.
If you guys want to see it,
out of context clips.
You know how to make it happen.
This first thing.
What do you guys think about Ashimo, the Ryu?
Dude, he was crazy. He's crazy. I feel like, a lot of people have said for the longest time that Ryu's really good, or like he's not behind. I've heard so many varying things. I've heard Ryu's actually better than Ken, but like no one wants to put in the time or play the way you're supposed to be playing Ryu. And I've also heard that like they're so close together, but again, it's kind of the same thing. And I feel like, Ashimo, that's his name, right? Yeah, I feel like he's like shown that, because there's like a lot of situations where he was killing with Ryu where you wouldn't be killing with Ken. Especially because the way like his upper works and the way his Shoryu works, it makes it like a bit better. He also has the option to kill with Tatsu. And then he has stronger zoning capabilities with his what's it called, Shekinetsu Hadouken?
Yeah, Shekinetsu.
It was really cool to see, and I think he's inspired a lot of people to play Ryu over Ken, or at least like not just accept that Ken is significantly better. Same thing with the Khan though, honestly. Shout outs to him because he popped off at Genesis. He got 9.
Yeah, I was just about to bring him up as well. Like, I think that, to your point, I think Ken is a character, obviously, like, he's a mix-up character, right? So I think, it was easier for people to get better with Ken very quickly. I mean, he just puts you in a blender and then starts pushing buttons, and, like, you're just right next to him, and if you don't know what to do in those situations, then he just kind of robs you, right? Like, he gets a soft reset, and then he just bodies you, and that's it. But when you start to look at, like, as people get better at understanding, like, what are the win conditions for Ken, especially after he hits you with a Tatsu, then things become a lot different. Obviously, the buffs and stuff for Ryu were really good as well too, just making like his range, his zoning game like so much better, so much like active, and now he is able to play a neutral where he doesn't have to do, like, for example, Ken, a lot of Ken's neutrals, like, dude, let me just hope I can get a right jump in timing with Nair and then combo you, right? And it's like, once you recognize that, it's like, dude, I'm not going to let you in for free. Like, you have to slowly walk in and I can just dash away for you anytime. Like, I don't have to really deal with a lot of your crap. But like Ryu, you actively have to be paying attention because fireballs are doing like solid damage now, right? And they do a lot of damage, and it's like if you get hit with the Shakinetsu, like certain ranges, he can actually combo from it, right? He can set up situations where Shakinetsu hits your shield and actually put you in a pressure situation, right, safely. And so it just seems like there's less risk involved there. Then of course, like you said, Larry, when it comes down to like actually getting like the KOs, the DP, like you're not getting a haha, I just fell out of this like DP and now I get to body them for it. Like, no, I touch you and you get hit with my DP, you die. That's it. The end. No extra storyline. The end. You're done.
Oh, that's the other thing too. I feel like people are getting better at Smash DI. Ken's Shoryu, you can actually SDI out of it. Like
pretty easy too.
Yeah, like
I feel like it's not that hard.
It's something that if you're really good at SDI, it's going to be like it's going to be a hindrance for Ken. There is that.
What's SDI all that, out of curiosity?
I've heard you SDI in, which I mean, if you're bad at SDI, you shouldn't do it because you'll just die earlier.
Just die. Yeah.
Well, I feel like the rule of thumb here is that if you're gonna die for sure, even with good DI, then you should always try to DI in to make sure it doesn't connect.
Very true.
If you're gonna survive with good DI, then you just DI properly and don't risk like your DI and dying early.
Bam just
he dipped.
Yeah, he just dipped. I feel like he heard you say that. He's just like, all right, well, I don't agree.
Dude, I don't know I actually really agree. I don't know how the hell that happened. I just heard you guys talking. I was about to be like, yeah, dude, that's such a good like a good line of thinking, and all of a sudden it just like kicked me out. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, that was weird.
As far as Ryu goes, I haven't seen too much Ashimo personally. I've seen maybe 1 or 2 matches with him. It struck me as a little odd because the one match I did watch, and I couldn't tell if it was just a matchup thing, but he was very, very prone to throw out air to air, like forward airs. He would do like full hop, forward air, double jump forward air. Sometimes he would just mix it up with the standing and shooting shakus, right? And it seemed like he was very preemptive in his play, which I like, right? Because I feel like typically speaking, as a Shoto player or Shoto, right, you're gonna want to try to corner your opponents as much as you can, so they have to deal with you at some point, right? And Hadokens are also, of course, they're a huge nuisance, right? I know for me personally, I can't stand dealing with them with Snake. It's so annoying to get hit or to have a nade pop off of it, right? Regardless of that, they force you to interact with more than just dash back, right? I was curious to see why he was so willing to be preemptive with his air options with forward air. Definitely. I've always thought Ryu as a character was like super solid, and he's more so that character that you want if you are looking for a consistent pressure from mid-range rather than having Ken, who's just always, again, like what Bam said earlier, trying to use that jump in to make his game plan start.
If I were to guess, because I don't know how many people know this, but like the Shoto's aerial hitboxes aren't like that crazy, so a lot of characters can just like cleanly beat out their attacks with their own. So I think it's one of those things where he's preemptively doing aerials because he's trying to catch them jumping before they actually throw out an attack. Yeah, because if you
I don't know, man. Terry's pretty crazy.
I said okay. When I say Shotos, I mean Ken and Ryu. I'm not talking about Terry. Yeah.
That Terry hitbox is kind of
yeah.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Terry's forward air is ridiculous. Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, the actual Shotos. I'm not. Yeah.
Just making sure, because people even consider Kazuya a Shoto.
I know. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
No,
It's so wild. Yeah.
But yeah, like their hitboxes like aren't that crazy. So especially if they try to land. That's why you see them utilize focus a lot and not just like try to nair or something, because a character will just beat out their landing hitboxes.
I think the only other thing with the landing aerials outside of that too, because I always wondered about that as well, because I'm like, why don't they just nair more? Because I've seen like Ken's nair and it's like -1 or 2 or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
very safe.
why don't I see this work? No, like their nairs are ridiculous on block, but it makes sense, right? Because you have to be basically touching the ground to get that kind of nair, that kind of safety, and the hitboxes are tiny, so.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. It's not like Inkling back air that's ridiculous, but also safe on shield.
Right.
Yeah.
Bringing up that's such an old top tier.
Such an old top tier.
That's such an old top tier.
It makes me want to raise a question, but I'll hold off on it.
I think Inkling's underrated right now. I still think she's good. I don't know about top tier though, but she's not top tier. She's either top of high tier or bottom of top tier, but she's probably not bottom of top tier. She's probably like top of high tier. Character's underrated though.
I agree on
stand by that. I stand by that.
I agree with that too.
I still think that Inkling's really good. It's not a fun character to play at the top
Yeah, not
level.
at all.
Yeah.
Or fight against.
I personally, I'm like, Inkling's not that bad. Am I just playing the wrong character? Granted, my character is forced interactions all the time, so it's just like.
Wait, but Inkling Snake's really bad. But I guess you just go Mega Man in that matchup.
I actually low-key don't think it's that bad. I think there's a very specific way you have to play it to make it not that bad, but.
I mean, even though I said it's really bad, what I meant to say is it's considered really bad.
It's probably his worst matchup, right? Like a lot of people would say it's one of his worst.
Yeah, a lot of people would say that, but I'm on the same boat as you. I don't think it's that bad as people think it is, but it's still annoying as hell.
Oh no,
it's like
absolutely.
super annoying. You can't get grabbed at like 120 plus, or you're just dead.
Right.
It's like I wish my character had like a grab kill confirm at 120. You know what I mean? Like that would make my life a lot easier.
I want to say I wish I do, but I'm like, wait, I play Snake. That's right.
You literally down throw a portal some characters.
It's at 160. Well, some characters you can F tilt near the edge at 120.
Yeah, and it's great.
Yeah, but that reminded me of Smash 4 Sheik when she still had the down throw 50-50. Oh, that was nice. That was such a convenient life. You just grab somebody at 110 and they can die.
I remember that.
I miss that, you know?
God, pain.
I miss that.
Let's talk about Multiversus, because pretty relevant game right now, and
yeah,
Bam has been playing it a lot. Also, Bam, what's up with your camera? It's Bam.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's not on.
Yeah, we can't see you. All right, well, whatever. So Bam, Multiversus. You've been playing it a lot, so you really like it, right?
Oh, I absolutely love it, man. So I actually am probably one of the first people who like played it like long time ago. I literally was in the beta before they had a name, like last year. But then like in August, but I just had some issues, so I didn't get to really play as much as I wanted to. And then the beta just happened that the closed alphas tend to happen to land on events I wasn't home, right? So this was like the second time I really got to kind of like just barrel through the game. And right now, I think it's absolutely incredible. Who do I main right now? Harley.
Are you playing Harley?
Harley and Batman. Yeah, I love Taz. I love Taz. Taz is definitely a scrub killer for sure, but I think the character where the character's at right now is actually not that good. Yeah, the game's really fun. I mean, dude, not even just going into gameplay. The polish in the game is absolutely phenomenal. The fact that they already have like a ton of systems, like, you know, they're set up and they're gonna have the rank, that they have a leaderboards there is a wonderful. Going into simple matchmaking and lobby system, which they're going to be improving, but even where it is right now is like not too bad. The ease of just finding your friends and playing with them, solo queuing, you straight up go into it and the first thing you see on the screen is jump into a match, right? It's really indicative of like a triple A game, right? And to see that for a fighting game is incredible. Server based like rollback netcode is phenomenal. The amount of times I've been playing with Charles and we're like, dude, wait a minute, like we're not even next to each other, bro. Like we're just talking on like Discord and laughing, and it's like, oh, I feel like I'm right next to him playing the game. But yeah, when it comes down to the characters, it's super fun. The game was definitely made with 2v2 in mind. You can tell with a lot of how a lot of specials interact. So sometimes when you do play 1v1, you can kind of feel the issues, like, so you can kind of feel some things that are like, we're definitely more intended with 2v2, and then in 1v1 it may be a little bit stronger than it was probably anticipated. But again, this is a closed alpha. But the 2v2 is really, really fun. The perk system's good. I was a little scared that it would be like the gem system from like SF cross tech, you know, just cross teching. I thought it was just going to be like something that could destroy the game. But the perk system's at the right point where it's not too overbearing. And it's not too weak to the point that it doesn't really matter, right? You actively need to think about those things versus certain matchups that you go through. But the movement is a marriage between air dash fighters and Smash. So it's like insane movement, insane freedom, and people can really play how they want to, and it has a very easy ease of entry, right? Hard to master type game. So I love it, man. It's great.
Is there anything you don't like about the game?
Right now, the thing I don't like about the game is that, and I think it may change in time, it's hard. Two things. One, it's hard right now, I think, to follow. I think one, because it's a very new game, but I also think that in a 2v2 format with a game that's going that fast, it's just going to be really hard to follow. So I think that they will have to see what they can do to make sure that it's a better spectator experience. So I think that's one thing. Two is certain hitboxes in this game seem like they're extremely massive, and because of how the movement and stuff works, it just allows people just kind of to barrel through people like really easy, and like it's pretty much swinging for like no reason, right? You know, and so those certain moves can be kind of abused and they're kind of mashy. And yes, they have the decay system there, which is like good. It kind of helps against people just abusing some of those things. But some characters have multiple hitboxes like that, and so if they're not tuned, then they'll, you know, those people will still be able to mash, while other characters like can't use those strong hitboxes because they probably only have like one that can really compete against that. So those are like the two things that I see from there right now. And then other than that, like I said, like it's great.
Yeah, so after playing it a good amount of time, I don't enjoy it that much. Obviously I don't hate the game. I think it's good. I think it's really good. I agree with you on the net play. The net play is actually insane. It's ridiculous, like how seamless it is to just like match up with people and just play the game. It just feels like there's no lag at all. I feel like for me, what I don't like about the game is that it's 2v2 focused. I don't like 2v2 that much. You know, it kind of takes the fun away from me. I feel like the other thing I don't like, which I didn't think I wouldn't like it as much, is I don't like that there's no shield, and I feel like dodging isn't as like good as it could be, like in terms of punishing, if that makes any sense. I don't know if you agree with that or not, man.
You mean like counter punishing or counter poking or something like that after a dodge, or?
Yeah.
I kind of agree. I see what you're saying. I do think that some of that is part of us getting used to the system, in my opinion, because like as I've kind of gotten better at like there's so many cancels in that game. Like there's certain moves that can be canceled into a dash, and then dash can be canceled into any jump or an attack or anything like that too. So I've realized there's certain things where it's like, oh, they'll see it and I'm like, wow, it feels like I can't punish this. But then it's like, if I have my stamina meter and I do a dash canceled like jab, right, or dash canceled like anti-air, all of a sudden now I can actually punish these things. So I think it's just kind of I have to get used to it. I think that like standard roll and then like try to punish or dodge and to punish those things is pretty hard. So that I agree with for sure. But I think that could potentially get better in time. But I could be wrong on that too. So who knows? Yeah.
I do like Harley Quinn though. Harley Quinn's hype.
She's very fun.
Yeah, she's hype. She is a very fun character. So I know Mr. R hasn't played it. He has the code, but he just hasn't played it yet. But have you played it yet?
No, I haven't actually touched it. I've watched a decent amount of it. So I've just been tuning in on various Twitch streams, just kind of seeing what the game's about. And I'm going to kind of just take the perspective of like someone who's completely ignorant and just kind of like be the guy that's going to be like, okay, this isn't Smash. How does this compare? What's fun about it? What do you like about it compared to Smash? What do you dislike about it compared to Smash? But I think Bam did a pretty good job of that overall. It's like, you guys pretty much answered my questions. I was going to ask a little bit more about the movement, but you mentioned that like the dodging system isn't as great or as, I guess, as fluid as you would like it to be, because when I see the game and I just watch it just from a spectator's perspective, it's like, wow, there's a lot of shit just going on. I don't know what's happening. How do you get out of the way of certain attacks? How do you deal with like, say, a Tom and Jerry, for example, right? I've seen a lot of that and I'm like, wow, this character covers so much space. What's the counterplay for this? But again, this is me coming from a completely like ignorant perspective. I've not touched the game. I've only watched. So I've kind of just gleaming what I can from what I've seen.
I'll say this because that is a big thing that I've seen in the game. That's kind of what I was talking about, my issue, where it's like certain hitboxes and projectiles feel like they're very, very strong, right? And it's kind of hard to get in. And then you couple that with movement, it's like crazy. Like imagine if like we were in like 20XX with Steve where he's on blocks and he's just moving like speed of sound because he's just nailing everywhere, right? And just moving like insane speed, right? And like you just can't catch him, right? That'd be like super hard. Or like any strong zoner that's just like weaving around and you can't get them. And that's like pretty much every zoner in that game. And so it seems like it's like hard to catch people at times or kind of navigate a lot of their big sweeping hitboxes. Like you have Bugs, huge rocket, right? You have Tom and Jerry, huge TNT that covers like half the stage, right? Or like a third of the stage. How do you get beyond that? And I think part of it, what I've seen from players is, so there is a stamina bar underneath your character. And each time you dodge, you lose from that stamina bar. That stamina bar essentially is equated to the invulnerability that you have on your dodges, right? Once you're out of stamina, then your dodges have like little to no vulnerability. And right now, a lot of people, like, they just want to move because moving is fun and crazy, right? And so like they're moving, they're weaving out here. And then what happens is they don't have any stamina. So now when they want to get through all the bullshit, they can't get through the bullshit because now their dodge that should have some intangibility essentially now is just a straight dash. So now you're just face first going in TNT. That's what I've been seeing from people, and even myself too. I've been learning because it's easy to get edge guarded in this game too if you don't recognize that and you're not paying attention to that resource, because there's a lot of resource management in that game, and you realize okay, wait, maybe offensively, this may feel a little cool and it's like some little pressure, but is that really doing something? Did I just burn all my meter for no reason? And then I get hit off once off stage, and all of a sudden now I'm just a sitting duck and I just die at 2%. That's very doable when people are just weaving around and they're just doing whatever they want. So I think that's just a big thing of people. It's the word I'm looking for, growing pains. Yeah, as it were, as we learn the game.
I was going to say also, the other thing to keep in mind, Bam mentioned it earlier, is that this game is focused around 2v2, so some moves in 1v1 are going to be ridiculous, but that's because it wasn't the game wasn't focused around being a competitive 1v1 game. It was focused around being a competitive 2v2 game. So the answer in 1v1 may not be as easy to find as it would be in 2v2.
That makes me think about one other thing I noticed too, which it goes back to something that I know is completely foreign to any Smash players. And there were characters that had specific mechanics built in to buff themselves, which is so Wonder Woman. I was wondering how does that actually help out or kind of mitigate that issue of just having massive hitboxes that are a little difficult to move around? How's that whole system work?
So pretty much how that works. So Steven Universe is a shielding character in the game, so when he does dodges, he will actually activate a shield around himself, and so he can actually shield, and it's like crazy because since he's like the only character who can like actively shield in that way, right? It becomes like, dude, he like someone throws out hitboxes and you're just like, haha, I just shield it and then punish you, right? He can literally like parry someone and then like punish them in the air, right? And it's crazy because he can like air shield. So literally someone can go and like try to spike you, and then he's like, shield, I blocked it, and then up air you and you just die, right? So he also can shield his teammate temporarily, and so that allows you to be safe. Like say someone's 2v1 edge guard, right? And then he puts pops a shield on you, and now they can't kill you there, right? And it allows you to live longer because you're in a scramble situation, which you probably would get hit by a big sweeping hitbox, but you don't because of Steve. Wonder Woman, similar thing. You can activate super armor on your teammate there. She does have sometimes she's crazy. Like that thing's so good. And you can even when you're somewhat close to someone, you will actually zoom to them, and she'll have her shield up. And so she has active moves that have shield, so they have armor. It's almost kind of like no trample, kind of like Palutena, right?
Oh, okay.
She has special moves like that too, where she can cover people. So those things are very impactful for sure. And like you see it in the doubles format, like where it's like, okay, I need to push Wonder Woman or Steve as far away as possible, or be pressuring them. Otherwise, they're gonna pop shield and then save that teammate from dying. And you have other specials that work in a similar fashion. Tom and Jerry, for example, you can actually pick up Jerry as the teammate. And if you like understand how Tom and Jerry work, like Tom he's like always trying to attack Jerry, right? Or he's like playing like sports stuff with Jerry, like he's playing like freaking tennis with Jerry, right? And so if you have Jerry on you and you throw the ball or whatever, or he has the champagne bottle, it'll be on your teammate, and Jerry's like latched to your teammate shooting the champagne bottle or like hitting the balls back. And so now your teammate can run to the other side, and now all of a sudden you have the projectile going between you, and everyone's getting hit in between, right? So there's like little things like that. You can lasso your teammates in, you can pull them in with Rain Dog, all these little nuances. And it's really cool to see them work in the 2v2 format for sure.
Oof.
Yes, sounds like there's a lot more dynamics than like Smash.
Yeah.
Just hearing you explain all those things sounds crazy to me.
Right.
Like Wonder Woman can just give super armor to her teammate. Like what?
Yeah.
It's so wild, dude.
That's what's like. It feels like you have to be like, if you want to truly experience the game, you like 2v2 is the way to go. There's just like so much stuff you could do in a 2v2 format that you just can't do in 1v1.
I actually kind of like that.
Yeah, it's different.
I'm on a different boat than you, Larry. I actually like that it's 2v2 focused, because I feel like that's never been done before. Any like platform fighter has always been like single player focused or like 1v1 focused. So, and I do like teams. I just feel like teams usually just doesn't have like the storylines, the emphasis on it, like the budget for teams. It's like there's no tournaments for just teams. So just out of pure curiosity, I think it's interesting to see how a platform fighter is going to be if they focus entirely on the doubles aspect, and especially if like the gameplay is designed to be that way as well, then like it's even more exciting to see how it's going to develop. So like I like that. I like that it's doubles focused.
Yeah.
Personally.
Okay, so I personally don't like playing it, but I would like watching it. I'm not, like I said, I don't hate the game. I'm not gonna completely like knock and be like, oh, this is trash, because it's focused on doubles. Yeah, I think 2v2 can be interesting to watch. It just depends on the level of play and the fact that Multiversus is investing a lot into the game. I think is going to be a very entertaining game to watch, but I just wouldn't want to play it because I don't like 2v2 enough like that.
That's fair. Yeah. I think Scott Strike is better than doubles too.
Right, dude.
We agree on that one.
Multiversus with Squad Strike though. Oh my god.
Damn! Imagine Squad Strike. And you get the specials, like the unique specials that they have, like you can get like buff temporary, like an assist. That'd be pretty dope.
That would be sick. Yeah,
that would be pretty sick.
100% agree. Okay, so let's move on. Let's talk about the tournament that is happening this weekend that one of us will be at.
Let's go Scatt.
Yeah, let's go Scatt.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Momocon.
I'm looking forward to it. Please talk to me more about Multiversus, but Momocon 2022, you already know. I am there as a just consider me a supporter, right? This will be my first major back in like 2 years. It's been 2 years.
That's been a while, yeah.
It's been
Still
a long
time, yeah.
It's been a long time. So yeah, I've essentially reserved myself to just being, I'm gonna be full-time worker guy right now, but I still got a couple of things to show off here now. But y'all see me there repping most likely Snake and Seth. I'm more so there to rep my folks, my peeps, because Georgia's got a lot of talent, and I'm sure y'all have heard enough about Georgia in and out with Cola and all that. But there's so many talented players here. Not even including myself, because again, I haven't really been doing too much in the scene as of late, and Georgia's just taken off. Like my biggest focus, which I hope I'm not putting pressure on him by saying this, but like, yo, Didi, it's time. Show out.
Oh yes,
I'm actually hyped to see Didi. Didi is really good.
Yes, he's extremely good. I haven't even played him myself.
He's Steve Pokemon Trainer,
Steve Pokemon Trainer.
Okay, yeah.
I got high hopes for a kid. He's taking up the mantle, the new Georgia prodigy. Before that was Salt One, and now it's Didi. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you can bring.
Yeah, Didi is the new Salt One.
I'm avoiding the meme. I gotta avoid the meme. But
people are not even gonna know who Salt One is. So
that's the thing.
I'm sure a lot of people don't even know.
The thing is now, Salt One's not a player; it's a title.
It is a title.
And Didi has that title.
Didi's definitely rocked the Salt Team Tiger a couple times. I'm not gonna lie.
It's actually kind of hype, dude.
Yeah. All right. Wait, but really quick. All right, Scatt, you talked about being supportive and all that stuff. Nah, f that. I need you to ruin someone's day.
He said ruin someone's day.
I need you to ruin someone's day.
That's always the plan. That's the non-stated plan. I'm there to make sure that you don't forget I exist.
All right, that's what
I'm there to make sure that you have that Snake and Sephiroth matchup. No, I was gonna say. Because if you don't, that's gonna be a long road to top 64, sir.
Nah, I just need to hear someone. I just need to hear some salty tweet, man. I just lost to some dude named Scatt. Never even heard of him. Who is that guy?
What's that guy? I don't know him.
Played the spammiest Snake. All he did was match B.
Snake. All he did was match side B with Sephiroth and Snake and maybe some Mega Man 2. I don't know, man. We'll see about it.
Man, I need
that. I'll be there, of course. As you just heard, Bam will be there. All Georgia's talent, plenty of out-of-state talent too. Tweak. I believe Jake, in case you guys want to see even more Steve.
Light's gonna be there.
Yeah, Light's gonna be there. Like this will be a huge tournament, but I'm gonna go ahead and chill this out there for sake of Momocon. Even if you're not there competitively, you're here casually. It's such a good event to go to as a casual, like anime enjoyer or just anyone that enjoys comics, entertainment, that kind of thing. Momocon is huge for that. So yeah, for the tournament, you're there. For board games, for anime, for any of the other panels that'll be around, you will enjoy this event as a spectator too, as well. Promise you.
Yeah, no, it's a really good event.
It's stacked as hell as well.
I was gonna say,
I'm looking at the bracket. It's really stacked.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you guys want to look at the bracket? I can share the screen so you guys can see the projected top 64. Yeah, so Capitan Cito's gonna be there. Liquid Riddles.
Yeah, shout outs to Riddles getting that.
Liquid Riddles.
Shout outs to him.
Fucking go.
Well deserved.
I just like how it sounds too. I feel like it's a very fitting name.
It is.
Like Liquid Riddles. I don't know why that sounds so good.
It does.
It does, man. It's pretty sick. I'm very, very happy for him. I think a lot of us knew it was only a matter of time at this point. He's been really, really killing it overall. Getting a lot of great top 8 placements. Obviously, he's also one of the players too who has recently been focusing on that content creation side as well, understanding that that's you need to build your overall brand to be successful, especially in Smash. So it's been great to see that on his end, that he's been pushing super hard and then kind of finally getting rewarded with that. And HBox been watching, been lurking, so had to bring him in, man. Mr. Heihachi himself had to show him some love, So I'm glad that they put him in the right spot so he can really showcase his talent and showcase his personality too, because he's good, man. He's good. He's really good.
Sonics versus Rap.
No,
round 1 in top 64.
Someone said we need to have this entertainment on deck for top 8. Someone said this is going to be entertaining for one way or the other.
All right.
Either for me or the audience.
Question. How many timeouts do you think is going to happen?
Oh, I'm banking on at least. You know what? I'm going to actually say for Sonic's Rat specifically, 0.
None?
I don't think they're going to time you out. I don't think they're going to time each other out.
Interesting. So I want to say this because, a lot of people are just like, oh man, like these two just like, all they do is run away. And I
Not
completely disagree. I actually think both of their punish games are nuts. Like their punish games are actually stupid with Sonic. It's just that they play neutral very, very, very like patiently. I mean, it can be frustrating.
Like a lot of people do that.
Yeah, no, but I feel like for them particularly, it could be frustrating because they literally will not interact if they don't have to. But like once they get the hit, they give you so much damage. I think it's like one of the most ridiculous things to like be that patient and then have that good of a punish game. It's messed up.
Yeah,
It's
optimal.
It is optimal.
I'm glad Sonics is doing good, like the player.
Yeah.
Because I've always thought he was really good.
I agree.
For the longest time, he was like top 8 at like coin boxes, or I guess they weren't called coin boxes back then, but he was top 8 at like the Wi-Fi tournaments, and nobody would give him credit because they would just be like, "Well,
it's a Sonic.
Sonic is just broken online."
Yeah.
It's Sonic, and I'm just like, I mean, maybe there's like a hint of truth to that because some characters do get buffed online, but like you can't make that statement after the guy top 8's like practically every single time. You know what I mean?
I was
like,
gonna say
he gets top placings every single time. You're still gonna make that argument? Like, no, clearly he's shown he's a good player. So it's been exciting watching him play and compete, especially because I think he's really good. I think he's like one of the more maybe not well, I still think he's a little bit underrated, but he's definitely been showing people what he's capable of. Like, I wouldn't be surprised in the side if he gets top 5 or top 8. I think he's capable of that, like easily to get like placement like that. And then also I think Sonic is a really good character, which I've really been saying for like years.
Yeah, I
so
think
like
he's also underrated.
it's nice to see like Sonic like being more relevant to tournaments now. Just think the character's really good. People sleep on him.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely agree.
Yeah, man. I've been saying it literally since the beginning of this game that he's good, and I thought it was crazy that people were so upset.
Yeah,
And
same.
they're like, "Oh, I can't shield cancel. Oh, there's no hope." And I'm like, dude, do you see what you can do? Like, do you see the damage this character does? Do you see the kill potential this character has? Right. So again, kind of to echo Raman's sentiments. Like, yeah, I'm glad to see Sonic doing well as a old raw Sonic head, and like, you know, for me personally, Sonic's is like, I see him as almost like my Sonic grandson, you know, from like our long lines of Sonics, and I honestly think that people, like you said, they play patient and they have a punish game, but honestly too, there are times where Sonic's in particular actually plays really aggressive, like, and he'll just mix the crap out of people and then go for his crazy punish game. So I think he has both styles. I think that's something that makes him really strong as a player, because he does have that game. Like, in fact, sometimes I think that he will be too patient and it comes back to haunt him. Like, sometimes he'll be patient and act like and go for this kind of like timeout style, and people will actually start punishing him and he'll get beat up for it, right? But I've definitely seen sometimes too where it's like it's the perfect blend of that, where he is able to be like, no, it's go time. I need to be aggressive on neutral, and I've seen him do beautiful things in that as well, in tandem with his crazy punish game. So again, I'm really excited to see Sonics do well. I want him to continue to move forward. He's such a great player, and you know, he still doesn't get his just desserts in my eyes. So I'm happy to see it.
Yeah, I mean, this could be the weekend. This could be the weekend that puts his name on the map. This set right here.
That's Cashmere, right?
Yeah, that's Cashmere.
Yes.
Yeah. Sean's been like, he's been on the come up. Apparently, he's just been like driving the tournaments. Like in his.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, he's literally just been driving around the U.S. and competing in tournaments like around the U.S. He's on the grind.
Wow, like he came to Georgia a couple months back, and I was just like, "What? He's here?" And then next week he's in MDVA, and I was like, "Huh? What's going on?"
Dude, that's wild. His life is like a movie, bro. He just fucking drives to tournaments. Like,
damn.
Yeah, he's on the grind.
Wild,
bro. That's a DSF right there.
It is indeed the DSF. Yeah. You know, both of these players are just like really fun to watch. Dude, that Falcon Punch setup Sean got at what was it, Pound? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that was so.
I saw that.
That was one of the dirtiest things I've seen, dude.
Could not believe.
Yeah, same. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun set. It's gonna be. I think this will also be a fun set, or it has the potential to be a very interesting set to watch.
I still think Lima's really good too.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen him compete in a minute, but I know he's still really good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got my eyes on Apollo Kage personally.
Yeah,
my boy.
He's good.
I can say this. I'm so proud of him. We got to talk a while back at the Tennessee tournament, but I think he has the title of maybe the best snake in the U.S. at the moment. So I'm just gonna be like, yo, eyes on you, man. You got this.
Yeah, it's definitely between him and MVD, right? There's no
Oh,
other
yeah.
contenders. I
Yeah,
think.
no.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
It's gonna be tough for him though. Like I'm looking at his bracket, like, he has to fight Myron, which is like it's doable. But then like I think the Buzz is really good against Snake,
oh,
so
yeah.
that's gonna be like the real challenge.
And then Cola, potentially.
Oh boy. Oh god.
I think he can beat Cola. I think he can beat Cola.
I think he can too. It's just Snake Roy is. It's not even
that bad.
It's not a bad matchup, but I'm sorry. This is my personal bias of playing Cola for 2 years.
I mean, you do live with Cola. Yeah, you do live in
I'm
the same region as
oh
Cola.
my
So.
god, bro, it's so frustrating. But anyways, he's just really good at matchup. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Oh wait, I just saw this. Why is I feel like Zomba's seated lower than he should be.
Yeah, like there's no reason for Zomba to be projected to lose to Sonics, right?
Cause Sonics hasn't gone to that much.
Even though Sonics does have some really good results.
He does have good results.
He's been to, I still think Zomba has been more. He's been to more tournaments. He's had more consistent results. I would think.
Yeah.
I'm
like
sure Zomba has. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Zomba was like the fourth. Like I feel like he should have been like the fourth seed.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like he's just been. It might be because he's been to more tournaments than Sonics, but like, you know, even though he has been going to more, he's been performing well at those tournaments.
Yeah.
So he should definitely, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And dude, Zomba is also crazy. Like I feel like he just kind of came out of nowhere and just started popping off.
Yeah. Those kids, man, they just appear from nowhere.
Dude, what's in the tri-state area's water? Like, why are so many of their players so good?
Yeah, Tri-State has been popping off recently with like all their good players.
Not even recently. It's just like historically, they've always been really good.
True. Yeah. Well, it's not so much in Smash 4, right?
No, yeah.
Smash 4 was like
Nairo.
Comparatively to like, yeah, but those are like, I feel like now it's more of a balance, like top 10, top 20, whereas in Smash 4 there were like some top players and then there was a gap. Whereas now and in Brawl
they still had more players.
I just feel like California was way better in Smash 4 than Tri-State. Wouldn't you say? Maybe not way better, but I feel like in Smash 4 California was better. Like, in Brawl it was like New York over California. I don't know about Midwest. And then in Smash 4 it was like California over New York. What am I saying? Not New York, but like East Coast, I guess.
The Tri-State area is like New York, New Jersey, and Philadelphia or Pennsylvania.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I guess I just meant Tri-State. And then now it's like I feel like Tri-State is really good again.
No, Tri-State
been getting better.
Tri-State was good in Smash 4. They had freaking Nairo,
The Buzz.
Light in Smash 4.
Light's New England.
That's New England.
Oh, that's New England.
Yeah, I mean they have been good. I'm talking about like the general level, not just like
the average
top players.
Player level there.
Like their PR, I feel like is more stacked now. Their top 20 PR than it was in Smash 4.
Yeah, no, okay, that I agree with, but I feel like in Smash 4 they still had more really good players than anyone.
They did still have really good players. Yeah.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah. Who do you think is like a dark horse at this event? Like
Mutace. I'm saying it. I'm looking at it. I gotta throw it out.
I mean, he can be a dark horse after he beats Sparkle, right? Maybe a little bit in this bracket. It is a steady bracket, actually. Yeah.
I think part of it's just because Mutace still is rocking the Peach, and I think that character still kind of slept on a little bit.
But so I also stupid, dude.
Peach is ridiculous.
Thank you. Peach. That character is still top tier. I don't care what people say.
That
character's wild.
I think Wizzy might do really well.
Dark Wizzy. Yeah.
I think if he beats Cola, he can definitely beat Send in the Buzz because he practices with the Buzz. Or like he trains with the Buzz. I don't know if he does.
I don't know about
still
anymore.
Does that, but
but
they used to practice a lot, so it could be like evenish between the two.
One thing I'll say about Dark Wizzy is at least the last few times that I've seen him play, I feel like he's slowly improving his punish game. It's taken him a long time, but I'm happy that it's happening. I used to really harp on that all the time because he plays neutral phenomenal, right? He's such a great player, and it's such a damn shame when he has one of the characters with the most punishing combo games in this game and some of the easier combos too. That for some reason he was not able to do them. So it's
getting
nice.
better at it.
He's definitely getting better at it. I've definitely seen him like rob some stocks. I'm like, yes, that's what you need to do. rob them, right? Like you were playing too hard for no reason. So I'm actually really excited to see him can transition to that and kind of get back to the quote unquote like former glory, because I think with the way he plays in the Punish game, we really could see that character really show out. We just haven't had anyone who's had both. I feel like for Mario, just doesn't seem to be the case.
I was gonna say, I think Meister's going to do really good. He's seated so low. I'm just looking at.
Can I see his bracket? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's right here, and then he's like right here.
The Cosmos.
He's seated to lose. Yeah, they cut
Cosmos.
I think Riddles has beaten him before in bracket, hasn't he?
Who's Teaser?
Teaser is the Samus.
Oh.
Yeah, Teaser's really good.
Oh, Samus.
This is honestly a potential upset.
Yeah, Teaser, I have never personally had a conversation with Teaser, but he actually lived in Georgia for quite a while. So he's had numerous sets with Cola and Mugen. So he has an extreme amount of Roy practice. But he was like number one or I think it was number 2 in Georgia for the time that he was here. But he's originally from Texas, from what I understand. But extremely good Samus. Probably the best Let's Traffic from a Samus I've ever seen.
Okay, I mean, it's not that hard with Samus. You just down B.
Yeah, I was like, damn. When you said that, I was like, wait, hold on now.
I was about to say, dude, I played Quick so much.
Hold up now.
I'm gonna double down on this. I think characters with like auto Let's Trapping, like auto projectile Let's Trapping, I think that's cringe. All right, like even Snake. Like I used to play Snake, but like just 2 smashes and that's a Let's Trap. Samus can just down B, that's a Let's Trap. Steve can just plant a TNT, or like me Gunner can just like pull those bombs. Like I don't like that. It's not.
It's not okay.
Where's my honest Let's Trapping? Bring back the honest Let's Trapping. No projectiles. Like no privileges right there.
Jab only, dude. Jab
only. Dude, I know this is coming from a Crom player. I know Crom has ridiculous Let's Trapping, but like I can't just place a bomb at your regular get up spot. You know what I mean? Like I have to like somewhat think of like I have to somewhat commit at least.
Yeah, it's great. Forcing 50-50s by just putting C4 by the ledge. Oh, my heart.
No, it's stupid. Do you guys think what's his name? Foreign player? What's his name? I forgot his name.
Shattuck.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Do you guys think Shattuck can beat the Buzz?
I think it's possible, honestly.
I'm not gonna lie. It'd be so funny if that happens, because I feel like that'd just be so poetic to his story. Like after like Cosmos beat the Buzz with Corrin some time ago too. I feel like that'd be hilarious.
I could definitely see it happening. My real question is Shattuck preparing for the Min? Because I have a distinct feeling that's going to be the turning point.
Mm-hmm. That would make sense. I think the Buzz is one of those players that's kind of hard to upset. Like he has such a like distinctive like playstyle that's like so good against people that haven't fought him like more than once or twice. He's just very like good defensively, and that can be like very tricky for people to like figure out the first time they play him.
I feel like the way DeBuzz plays, he just has such a solid game plan against like most people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's really good at executing his game plans with little to no like error.
I think it just depends though. Like, even though that is the case with DeBuzz, I kind of feel like he's not using a character that I feel he can just like super overwhelm someone with the game plan if they play a certain way. I think it's gonna come down to like how like well Shattuck's playing.
Really? Because I feel like he does. I feel like Olimar and Min can definitely like overwhelm you in a certain way that other characters can't.
That's true. I guess it comes down to more so can they overwhelm specifically Corrin, and
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
I feel like Olimar and Min maybe not so much against Corrin. Not saying it's a bad matchup or anything like that, but Min, that's where I could see, okay, how do you actively play neutral with a character that outranges you, outzones you, and just outpaces you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like Olimar before the nerfs, absolutely, but I feel like I'm on the Olimar is like not as good train. Like obviously I don't think Olimar is bad, but I don't think Olimar's top tier.
Huh?
After the nerfs.
I'm on the opposite train. I think Olimar's good.
Yeah,
He's, like,
I
really
think
good.
I think he's good. I still think he's top tier.
I mean, top tier is just hard to it's hard to even explain in this game what top tier is. I feel like he could be top tier. Like, you know, I don't know. I see
That's hard
Shukon,
to say.
I see Myron. They just do like crazy Olimar stuff, and they get up smash. He gets an up smash at 0, and he gets like 60% off it.
He does have some
Kill
ridiculous
throw.
stuff. He does have some
Huh?
ridiculous. He does have some ridiculous stuff. I agree.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's hard to say. It's very matchup dependent too, of course, because that's
True.
that's just this game.
Yeah, that is ultimate.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm also really excited to see how Mugen is gonna do,
Oh yeah.
because I know he beat Cola, right? At like a local recently.
Yeah, they've probably played each other. I think out of anyone else in Ultimate, they've probably played each other the most. So they are very, very well practiced against each other. But yeah, he's definitely beaten Cola. I think it either last weekly or the weekly before that. And I put it this way, for me personally, just outside looking in from someone that's played against them multiple times, they've always, in my mind, been very, very close skill-wise. It's just, Cola's had that opportunity to travel and to gain that out-of-state experience and get that exposure more than Mugen has. So I think that's kind of played into the branching of their past in terms of, their player career. But I have absolute faith in Mugen as a player. Like, he's insane Roy as well. I still think top 3 Roy easily.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, like when I watch him play, he still looks like really good gameplay-wise. And I know he does good within his own state. And I know he did good at, like, I think it was Glitch, where he beat Leon. Could be wrong on the tournament, but I know he did really good at, like, it was Glitch, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think so. He got top 8 there.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like he's capable of top 8ing a lot of these tournaments. It's just a matter of him getting out of his comfort zone, maybe, because he's like, he doesn't travel as much as Cola, like you said. But like gameplay wise, when I watch his stats from like within his own region, it always made me wonder, like, this guy should be doing a bit better at like majors than he is. A similar player that gives me the same feeling is Jackal.
Jackal?
Up until recently, like, or Jackal, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Like, he's always been good within his own region, but like there's just a lot of players like that where they're godlike in their own region, but like the moment they travel and get outside of their comfort zone or go to a major, it's like they still do good, but not as good as they could do. Yeah, and
it's a lot of matchups in the game.
Yeah, it's a lot of different play styles, a lot of matchups. You're outside of your comfort zone, so even mentally, it's gonna be hard. It's all part of the game, though. That's also part of your skill set in this game.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like, making a understanding that, like, beyond a cohesive, like, play style, like, that you need to be able to have certain, like, setups or micro interactions that you can focus on to really digest and like download a playstyle quickly. And like, yeah, there's a lot of players right now that they're like really strong in their region, but then they go out and they don't get that, right? And again, because this game has so many characters that are viable, then to your point, yeah, man, you'll have some characters and usually it's like, oh, well, I'm just way better than you, so I'm just going to blow by you and it doesn't matter. But, when you're going on a national level tournament or whatever, you're going to a major, the people who are going to be traveling there are probably going to be a bit better than you expected. And you can't just be like, haha, I'm better skilled than you and just win. You need to know at least some things about these characters to fight. But I am glad that it seems like Jackal and, Jackal, like me, and those players are starting to get more familiar, getting a bit more comfortable. Now that the world is opening up again too, I think that's going to be very important for a lot of the players like that in development. So I think we're going to see a huge like spike in terms of the rise of some of these talents that have all up until this point just been kind of regional household names. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I just think it's like you said, I think it's a matter of time. I think as time progresses, they're going to start doing better outside of their own region. And then a really good example of like somebody being very good skill level wise but still underperforming because of like outside factors would be like pre-patch Spargo for like quarantine, because like he came out swinging on his first tournament and he beat I think it was Void and like one or two other top players.
Beat Void and Elegant. I think Zenyu.
The Smash 4,
Void,
right?
Elegant, Zenyu. No, Ultimate.
Oh, the Ultimate, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he was like 13, 14 at the time, like super young. A lot of people put like high expectations on him. He put high expectations on himself. He always like expressed at all these tournaments where he underperformed that he had trouble like focusing. the nerves got to him, like the pressure got to him, and like as a young kid, it's hard to deal with all that stuff. And I feel like people often forget about that aspect of like the game. It's like you can be really good in friendlies, or like you can be really good like outside of tournament, or like within your own region. But like once you put yourself outside of like, your comfort zone, and you still have to compete, and you still have to like perform well consistently, like that's the real challenge in my eyes. So like somebody like Spargo, I think it's amazing seeing him like overcome that like I guess that thing that he's been struggling with, which is like pressure, him getting nervous. And it's just such a joy to see like other players do the same thing, like seeing their paths towards like feeling more comfortable in tournament. So yeah, it's just exciting to look at those players and see and watch them like perform as good as they're supposed to, basically.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's especially in Spargo's case, his clutch factor now is stupid. It's so insanely good.
It's completely the opposite from before. Because before he'd choke a lot, and now he's the person that makes the other guy choke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like ever since that the one scenario at Summit, MK Lil versus Spargo, the side B whiff. Ever since then, something in the air has changed. Something in the air. Yeah, so that forward air whiffed. Something in the air changed since then. He's been on a roll since then. I'm super excited to see it. I was gonna say, it makes me want to bring up one other name, which is the big one, Tweak. You know, he's also been going through a couple of changes as well, and a couple of adjustments that he needs to make. So I'm curious as to what the game plan is going forward too, because I'm a big Seth fan. I love watching Seth. I love playing the character, and I know he's lost a bit of faith in him, but I've recently seen him play a bit more Seth now. So I'm wondering, did he discover something new with the meta? Does he got something to show us here? And I'm kind of excited to see what he's done to adapt there. And of course with the Diddy as well. Diddy as a character has been pretty much up and down. A lot of people think, this character is insane. Why is he not a top tier? A lot of people think, hey, this character kind of just gets abused in certain matchups. You run into your Pac-Man or your other zoner and it gets really hard. But just looking at his bracket path, I like his odds, honestly. But I'm excited to just see his play throughout the tournament regardless of that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I know he's been playing a lot of Wolf as well, so I think that'll be cool if he busts out the Wolf. I don't know how likely it'll be.
We need more top level Wolf reps.
Yeah, Wolf is becoming rare, man. I never thought I'd hear that or see the day, but like he's actually in my mind, like I don't see this character that often. If I do, usually he's a secondary or something like that. But like there's not that many people playing him now. I'm like, what happened? This character's insane.
It's like the two best Wolf, or like the three best Wolf players are like probably like Charlie, who like kind of quit, like soft retired. Jackal, who like doesn't travel enough. I think Orion and Larry don't compete that often outside of Orion competes in France, and Larry doesn't really go to tournaments that often. So it's like all the good Wolf players just like they just happen to not be at like the big tournaments. But I think the character's still really good.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely is. I don't know. I feel like I think we've talked about it. I feel like he's kind of
I know what you were gonna say.
Yeah, he's just like he's hard to play like at a certain point just because you run into so many matchups, and I feel like your game plan. It's not just that; it's that like your game plan has to change a lot, like based off the matchup. You can't play the matchup as straightforward as you would want to.
I think I can explain it better. So like some characters in Ultimate, they're just blessed with a moveset that's pretty consistent against most playstyles. They don't have to like change their playstyle a lot. So like maybe like I don't know, certain zoners like Snake for example, like his grenade camping game doesn't change that much, depending on like the character you fight. But I feel like a character like Wolf, or even like Lucina for that matter, they just have to like they don't have like the mini game that your opponent has to figure out before they start doing well. It's usually them having to figure out the mini game of their opponent's character. So like a character like that is just hard to be consistent with unless you're like a god, right? I think that's what you're trying to say, Larry.
Yeah, no, you definitely explained it way better than I did. Let's do one more thing and then end it here.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, who do you think's gonna win Momocon?
I think Tweak or Light or Sonics is gonna win.
But
Cola as well.
Oh, all right. You just named 4 people. Just give me one. Who do you think's gonna win?
God damn it! This is
Who's
hard.
gonna win?
Right, I think Tweak's gonna win.
Tweak's
That's my
gonna
boy.
Okay, all right. Scatt. I feel like I should even ask. I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, my heart is like.
I think Cola's gonna win.
Of course, why
Yeah.
I have full faith in the boy. Like,
Okay.
Excellent, baby.
he has a
Besides
very,
Cola,
very
besides
good
Cola,
bracket.
because everybody
Okay, all
expects
right.
you to say
No
Cola,
Georgia
so.
bias beside. Okay, no Georgia bias. I would actually bank on probably Tweak myself.
There we go.
All right, Bam.
I'm actually gonna go with Sonics. I think this might be the time for him.
Good pick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not a bad pick
I
at all.
really
I
do.
can definitely see it.
All right, this is gonna not really left field, but I feel like a lot of people may not expect this. I think Riddles is gonna win.
Really?
I think he's gonna get the sponsorship power up.
He might get the sponsorship curse.
He might.
Yeah, that's what I think.
He
That's what I
might.
think.
He might get the curse, but I don't think he's gonna get the curse. I think it's gonna power him up.
Hey,
Can you go to his pool? I just want to see who the winner finals is.
I could see Riddles doing it though. You know, like he's actually my favorite player to watch outside of Georgia.
Hungry Box, Team Kill.
Right? They said no liquid allowed.
It would be so funny if Hungry Box beat Riddles.
Hungry
that
Box,
would be
yeah.
so funny.
That would actually
Yeah, there's no world. He probably, you know what's gonna happen? H-Box gonna let him know. It's like, hey man, just give me one game, man. Give me one game, man.
This is for the
Say I put a
sponsorship.
good
I'll put
fight.
you on.
It's actually
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
that they made this is a thing. They're probably gonna change it. There's no way this
They
stays.
should change that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming the pools aren't final.
Well, I'm assuming they made this
Without
before,
without
like,
knowing.
Yeah.
Before they knew it was like liquid.
Yeah,
Or
but-
Riddles was liquid.
But even then, I feel like a lot of events now they change pools so last minute. It's kind of annoying.
Dude,
Yeah,
I mean,
I hate that.
yeah, it's so dumb.
That's it. I hope you guys. I hope everyone watching enjoyed. I got nothing else to say. Hope you guys enjoyed this talk.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It's been
Yeah.
nice getting all of us for once. You know, it's good.
Yeah,
it was good. It was good.
It's good talking to y'all. It's good catching up.
Oh yeah.
All
For
right.
sure. Good luck at Momocon.
Yeah. Good luck,
I
dude.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
You got this.
So much stuff. I appreciate it. I gotta get the
I'm
snake
sure
unrusted.
people people always sleep on you, but you always remind them. You always remind them when you go back.
I
to
give them a
turn.
little on. Just let them know.
Yeah.
Just a little
Gotta
bit.
let, gotta let them know.